From hundreds of kilometers above Earth, sunlight reveals something extraordinary. Not cities, not rivers, but shadows, massive, razor-sharp silhouettes so large they can be seen from space. When the sun drops low on the horizon, mountains, monuments, and natural wonders stretch darkness across land, water, and even clouds. Some of these shadows travel for tens of kilometers, carving geometric shapes into the planet's surface. Today, we're counting down the most powerful shadows on Earth that are visible from space, starting from number 15 all the way to the most iconic shadow of them all. Let's begin. 15. The shadow of the Matterhorn. One of the most recognizable peaks in the Alps, the Matterhorn rises sharply to over 4,400 meters. Its isolated pyramid shape allows it to cast a clean, triangular shadow that stretches across glaciers and alpine valleys. In winter mornings, when sunlight strikes at a low angle, the shadow can extend for many kilometers, sometimes even projecting onto cloud layers below the summit. Snow cover intensifies the contrast, making the shadow stand out clearly in satellite imagery. Its sharp apex and symmetry make it one of the most visually distinctive mountain shadows in Europe. 14. The shadow of Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji's near-perfect cone creates one of the most geometrically precise shadows on Earth. Rising 3,776 meters above Japan, it stands alone with no competing peaks. During winter mornings, Fuji's shadow stretches more than 20 kilometers, forming a dark triangular fan across forests, towns, and even cloud decks. The shape is so consistent that it's often used in remote sensing education to demonstrate how topography interacts with low-angle sunlight. 13. The shadow of Mount Etna. Europe's most active volcano casts an enormous shadow across Sicily and, at times, even across the Mediterranean Sea. At sunrise, Mount Etna projects a long triangular shadow westward, sometimes exceeding 30 kilometers in length. During eruptions, the cone can even cast its shadow onto rising ash plumes, creating a dark silhouette suspended in the atmosphere. From space, it's one of Europe's most dramatic natural shadow displays. 12. The shadow of Mount Kilimanjaro. Africa's tallest mountain dominates the surrounding plains, allowing its shadow to stretch for tens of kilometers across savanna and forest. With snow on the summit, the contrast becomes extreme, making the shadow easy to detect in satellite imagery. Under rare conditions, Kilimanjaro even casts its triangular shadow onto cloud layers below, producing a floating dark imprint in the sky. 11. The shadow of Denali. Denali's massive vertical relief makes it one of the most powerful shadow casters in North America. During winter and early spring, its shadow can exceed 30 kilometers, stretching across glaciers and snowy lowlands. The bright Alaskan snow amplifies the contrast, producing a sharply cut wedge that's frequently used in scientific studies of terrain and illumination. 10. The shadow of Mount Rainier. Rising above Washington state, Mount Rainier casts a long, triangular shadow across glaciers, forests, and sometimes even populated areas. Under low winter sun angles, the shadow can stretch more than 20 kilometers, occasionally reaching toward Puget Sound. Its proximity to urban regions makes it one of the most striking volcanic shadows visible from space in the continental U.S. 9. The shadow of Mount Elbrus. Europe's highest mountain rises apart from the main Caucasus Ridge, allowing its shadow to form without obstruction. Its twin summits sometimes produce overlapping shadows that merge into a distinctive double-peaked silhouette. In winter mornings, the shadow can stretch over 25 kilometers, clearly visible in satellite imagery across snow-covered terrain. 8. The shadow of Aconcagua. The tallest mountain in the Americas casts one of the longest mountain shadows on Earth. During winter sunrises, Aconcagua's shadow can exceed 40 kilometers, cutting across glaciers and desert foothills. Its extreme height ensures the shadow remains dominant even within a crowded mountain range. 7. The shadow of Mount Shasta. This isolated stratovolcano in Northern California produces a remarkably clean triangular shadow. During winter mornings, it stretches more than 20 kilometers across lava plains and agricultural valleys. Occasionally, Shasta's shadow appears projected onto cloud decks, forming an inverted triangle floating above the landscape. 6. The shadows of the Grand Canyon. Unlike a single peak, the Grand Canyon creates a vast network of shadows from thousands of cliffs, mesas, and ridgelines. In winter, low sun angles fill the canyon with darkness, revealing its full three-dimensional depth. From space, the branching shadow patterns outline one of Earth's most complex landscapes in stunning detail. 5. The shadow of Mauna Kea. Measured from its base on the ocean floor, Mauna Kea is one of the tallest mountains on Earth. At sunrise and sunset, it casts a massive triangular shadow across land, sea, and clouds, sometimes exceeding 30 kilometers. Snow on the summit enhances the contrast, making this tropical shadow visible even from orbit. 4. The Himalayan wall shadow. This isn't a single shadow, but a continental-scale phenomenon. During winter mornings, the combined height of the Himalayas casts a massive shadow across the Tibetan Plateau, stretching over 100 kilometers. Multiple peaks merge their shadows into a continuous dark band visible from space. 3. The shadow of Mount Teide. Standing alone in the Atlantic Ocean, Mount Teide casts one of the cleanest triangular shadows on Earth. Its shadow often stretches across the ocean and cloud layers, sometimes reaching neighboring islands. The trade wind cloud inversion creates perfect conditions for this floating triangular silhouette to appear in satellite imagery. 2. The shadow of Uluru. Despite rising only 350 meters, Uluru's massive width allows it to cast a surprisingly long shadow, sometimes over 7 kilometers. Its oblong silhouette sweeps across Australia's red desert with incredible clarity, making it one of the most recognizable shadows in the Southern Hemisphere. 1. The shadow of Mount Everest. The tallest point on Earth casts the most iconic shadow of them all. Mount Everest's shadow stretches more than 30 kilometers, often forming a dark pyramid across snowfields, ridges, and clouds. Captured by satellites and even astronauts aboard the ISS, it remains the ultimate example of how Earth's tallest peak leaves its mark, visible from space. Shadows may seem simple, but from space they tell stories of scale, height, and light. They reveal the true size of Earth's greatest landmarks, not by what they reflect, but by what they block. If you enjoyed this journey across the planet's largest shadows, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know which one surprised you the most. Until next time, keep looking at Earth from a higher perspective.